There are multiple necrosis all throughout his body, and death is imminent because of the malfunctioning hibernation pod he puts on his uniform, and prepares to die, and gives Jem and Aurora's wristband so they can access the areas of the ship they need to go to things in engineering. Jem and Aurora find a hole made by a meteorite that goes through some critical areas. When they open one door, Aurora is almost sucked out because of a hole through the hole. She blocks it with a tablet Jem pushes to her, and Jem uses a liquid sealant to further seal to the hole the area pressurizes, and they then learn the fusion engine exhaust has to be manually vented. The manual override won't work. Jem has to get into a spacesuit and go outside to fix it. He ends up having to go into the exhaust passage to open a flap, but it won't stay open unless Jem holds it open so that the manual vent will work. Aurora, now desperate not to lose. Jem argues with him over the radio, but she pulls the lever. Jem has pushed out his tether brakes and there is a hole in his suit. He tells Aurora goodbye. She runs to get into a spacesuit herself and goes to look for him. She retrieves Jem by grabbing his tether, but when they get inside he is unresponsive. She drags him to the infirmary and the autodoc says Jem is dead. Aurora uses Gus' wristband and his override code to get the machine to resuscitate Jem, and it works. He is alive and she is relieved and overjoyed. Later things are back to normal on the ship. Jem works on the autodoc and tells Aurora he found that using the command override he could put her back in hibernation in the infirmary, but he would be alone again. Aurora chooses to stay awake with Jem and make a life with him on the ship together 88 years later. It's the end of the voyage, and the captain and crew awake and come to the Grand Concourse to find there is a huge tree, lots of trailing vines and vegetation birds flying in a cabin that might have Jem and Aurora's grandchildren in it. Aurora's voiceover is reading her story to the passengers, explaining how they made a good life where they were. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can watch videos more like this. Thanks for watching.